later I'm going to tell more about myself and our organization. But now I will give the speech for our hosts. So Eppa and Ulf, please feel free to tell us something about today's program and what we are going to do today.
So thank you very much, Ville, for this introduction and for the warm welcoming to all of us to this first meeting we have in this very interesting project about how seniors learn digital skills in the Nordic and Baltic countries. And we will cover all the countries somewhat, but also mainly talk about the Swedish perspectives. But as I said, we have to go through this journey together and learn together from each other. So my name is Ebba Ossian-Nilsson. I'm a professor in open online learning. I'm also the vice president of the Swedish Associations for Distance Education. I'm an independent researcher and consultant, so I work from home. So for me, this is not so very unusual to work like this. But I work mainly international with those kind of questions, with open online learning, digital competences, lifelong learning, you name it. So we will have 2 days of a very, very interesting program together. But before I'm going to tell you about the program, maybe I will say also that I'm from the south of Sweden, from Lund. And maybe some of you saw some of the pre-events which we put on the program about information about Sweden and Lund and a lot of other things. But before we go to the program, I would like to introduce you to the president of the Swedish Association for Distance Education, Ulf Sandström.
Thank you very much. And it's great to have such a nice network this Wednesday afternoon. I hope that everybody can hear us well, and as I said in the pre-meeting, the small talk, everybody can write in the chat and write questions, and you can interact with each other. And our organization, Swedish Association Distance Education, it's a networking organization, and we started up in 1984, and it was a lot of enthusiastic people in different organizations that wanted to learn more about online and about distance and about technology-driven education. And we have, since 1984, got a lot of new words and a lot of new description about what this is about. But I think I will summarize it as it is a very good way of networking. So I hope that we can reach that goal this afternoon. So over to the program, Ebba. What will happen this afternoon?
Yes, I will tell you. Before I'm going to the program, you have now met the three of us in the project, Ville, myself, and Ulf. And I would also like to introduce you to our colleague from Norway, Sturla Bjerkager, from the SeniorNet Norwegian, and also Jurgita Ruutamaskiene from Lithuania. They will also present today about their organizations. So it is the five of us who are working on this project together with our colleagues in our each organizations. So we have a 2 days program for the conference, and today, after this welcome address, we will have a short introduction from Ville Hibiskovsky about the project, what it is about, and what we would like to achieve. And then we will hear from our Norwegian colleague, Sturla, and then from Jurgita from Lithuania. Then, as we are talking about digital competences, digital skills, we thought it was a good idea to go back to the European Commission Digital Action Plan, which was launched in autumn. Before that, it was a consultation around in Europe. So that is some kind of base for our work. And then we will talk about the futures of education, learning to become, and present to you some Swedish initiatives. Then we have a guest speaker. She's a professor in gerontology from Lund University, Susanne Ivarsson, and she will talk about generation tech, aging, technology, and health from a generational perspective. And she is from the Center of Aging and Supportive Environments from Lund University. Then we have some time for reflections and discussions. And as we used to have at conferences, we have the after mingle event with some talk and with some nice social gathering and social events, as it used to be at conferences. We will also have a short partner meeting for tomorrow. We start with a partner meeting at 10 o'clock and some reflections from today. And then we have, first we have one guest speaker again from the Lifelong Learning Center at Jönköping University, and Cecilia Björsell, will talk about the lifelong learning later in life. And then I will present myself a similar project as this one. It is an European project about digital immigrants survival kit for digital immigrants, and that is mainly for senior and adults. Then we have a third guest speaker, and that is Ulle Samuelsson, to be seen as a learning human and not a technical issue. She is also from Jönköping University here in Sweden, and they are doing a lot about these issues. And then we will present to you about an initiative from the government about lifelong learning. And then again, we have reflections and actions forwards, and we have a partner meeting and closing addresses. So I hope you will be happy with this program. So let's get started. I would like to introduce you to my city, Lund. And this is a video. It is made from an international students who came to Lund for studying. And it is a very good video because he has really captured the feeling of living and working and studying in this city. A lovely medieval city with a modern touch. So the sound can be somewhat tricky, but please enjoy some 3 minutes. I hope it will work. Sorry.
University, we have tradition. Why did I choose to study in Lund? When I first considered Sweden, I merely thought of a country with a great standard of living, gender equality, and a highly...
Yes, we hear but not seen.
But having lived here for a year now, I realized that Sweden... From the IKEA table that I struggled to put together, to the Skype...
Could you hear it?
No?
No?
We hear, but we not see anything. Okay. We can't see anything.
Okay. No. Try again.
Yeah.
Why did I choose to study in Lund?
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Sweden.
Thank you, Ebba.
I merely thought of a country with a great standard of living, gender equality, and a high level of education. But having lived here for a year now, I realized that Sweden is much more familiar to me than I thought. From the IKEA table that I struggle to put together, to the Skype app that allows me to communicate daily with my family and friends, and to Spotify that I constantly use to listen to music, Sweden has already become a part of my everyday life without me even realizing it. In fact, many life-changing inventions started right here in Lund. And here I am, in the talent hotspot of Sweden, feeling inspired and ready to contribute to the world with the skills and knowledge I've gained. But there are other reasons for me being here too. Sweden, and in particular Lund, is such a comfortable place to study, full of international students coming from different parts all over the world. I've learned so much more about new perspectives and cultures. And with English being so widely spoken, settling in couldn't have been easier for me. Lund University offers various programs taught in English, ranging from economics to the social sciences, natural sciences, and to law. And the campuses hosting these courses are all located within a short walk away from the town centre, enabling me to make friends from various fields easily. But there's more to learning in Lund than just reading books, with practical teaching also being equally incorporated into the courses, coupled with field trips and role-play debates that put a heavy emphasis on group work. Studying in Lund is not merely a task, but an experience that keeps me engaged, active and critical. My study progress is evaluated on a wide range of skills, not just the capacity to memorise. And with only 1 to 2 courses allowed at a time, my work-life balance here is highly respected. The professors here are great too, providing me with both support and knowledge. They've become more than just teachers. They're like friends, who I can address informally by their first names and engage in thoughtful discussion without fear of any hierarchical gap. And life outside of the classroom has been nothing short of extraordinary. After a tough day of studying, I can relax and unwind with friends at one of the cozy cafes in town. When it's warm and sunny outside, nothing is better than a game of sport or a picnic in the botanical gardens. But when the sun goes down, there is still plenty to do, with a number of social activities arranged every week, all of which are organised by the students. And with Lund being located in the heart of Skåne, I can easily explore other sites in the region and even experience Danish culture with a short 30-minute ride to Copenhagen. Lund University has already given me so much, and there's still so much more yet for me to capture here. But it's not just here for me, it's here waiting for you to do. Why did I choose to study in Lund? When I first considered...
So Lund is waiting for you as well. So we will now look at some of the Swedish initiatives. How seniors learn digital skills and competences in the Nordic and Baltic countries from Swedish perspectives. Do you want to say something more about SADA, Ulf, than you already have said? Or do you want me to go through our activities, what we are doing?
I can mention that we are a non-governmental organization and are member driven, and that puts us in a situation where we can say what we think and do things that we don't have to be asked for so many times, because we can start things up as long as our members support us. And the situation 2021 is that we have never had such a flow concerning online and distance education, and everybody wants to know how, and they want to learn very fast. And since we've been working in this field for the last 30 years, we know that there's a lot of things that have to be concerned. And at the moment, we have had a lot of questions, and the situation for us is that we have to learn a lot how to answer these questions, because there are not so simple answers. So in that situation, for our Swedish Association for Distance Education, is that we need projects, we need cooperation, we need networking. So I'm really happy to be in this meeting this afternoon. Yeah, Ebba.
So we are learning together, and that's one of the reasons why SADI is very keen to be involved in many of the networks, projects, organizations, not just at national level, but also at international level. So we are actually working a lot international. First, of course, this very interesting project with Nordplus, and we have also done several other Nordplus projects, and we like to be involved whenever it is a nice project. We also work with the Nordic Network for Adult Learners, NBL, and we will tell you more about that today during this conference as well, because we have recently been appointed to have a 4-year task force from NBL on NBL Digital. We also have a Nordic network with the Nordflex on. That is the Nordic countries dealing with flexible education, like organizations like SADA. We are working with ICDE quite a lot, the International Council for Open and Distance Education. Actually, I'm myself in the board for ICDE, and I'm also leading the OER Advocacy Committee and also involved in the Quality Network by ICDE. We are very much influenced by the Futures of Education, the initiative by UNESCO, which we will hear more about today as well. So that is some kind of leading position for our work. We also work with Wikimedia in Sweden. Recently, we have translated the OER recommendation from UNESCO together with them. We also work with the Digital Skills and Job Coalition Sweden, and with the National Organization for E-Competence, and then of course EDEN, the European Network for E-Learning Network, and I'm also in the board for EDEN. So you can see we have actually a wide variety of organizations which we are collaborating with and learning with and from. So with that, I will leave the floor to you, Villa, to introduce the project. So maybe if we have anyone who have arrived now since we started, so warm welcome to you, and a warm welcome to all of you again. So please, Villa.
Thank you, Ebba, for your information. It would have been very nice to visit Lund, but it's a shame that we don't have that opportunity
next time.
Now, next time, yeah, in our new project, hopefully.
It's always waiting for you.
Yeah, I will start sharing my screen. I just check if. Yes, okay, good. My presentation will be now on your screen, I hope so. So again, warm welcome to join our project meeting today, and I'm going to tell you very shortly some information about our project, what are our aims, what we are going to do during this project, and And then I will also introduce shortly our summer university of Jyväskylä. So let's start this presentation. Okay. Something about myself. So my name is Ville Hirvikoski. If you didn't know that earlier, I work as a planner or project coordinator here at the Summer University of Jyväskylä. And here at the office, I'm responsible for different kinds of courses, which we organize under the law about the Finnish liberal adult education, or as open university studies together with Finnish universities. And I'm doing mainly administrative or planning role. And my own educational background is in languages. I have studied German language and some Russian too here at the University of Jyväskylä. And I'm also a qualified teacher for foreign languages. But nowadays I'm working more or less with digital skills too. So doing the course planning and everything which comes to administrative part of studies. So here are our partners. So from Jyväskylä, there are me and Leena Meriläinen. She is our principal. She's going to join this meeting later. She had another meeting going just now, and she comes later to join this meeting too. And then we have SeniorNet from Norway, Stula and Kristin. I think Stula is going to tell you something about their activities soon. Then we have Eppa and Ulf from SADE. I use this short name, but Swedish Association for Distance Education. They already said something about themselves. And then we have our third partner from Lithuania. I would say University of Third Age from Vilnius, because the Lithuanian name is quite hard for me to say. But Jurgita is going to tell something about their activities too. What we are going to do during this project, our aim is to strengthen and develop the cooperation between our countries, mostly sharing and learning from each other how we teach and learn digital skills, especially for seniors. And how we do that project, we are going to have 4 transnational meetings, and this conference is the first meeting. All 4 meetings were going to be face-to-face meetings for some people only, but due to COVID-19 situation, we decided to have at least this first meeting as open online conference, and I'm very glad that Sade and Eppa and Ulf have done a great job already. I'm sure that we are going to have very interesting program during today and tomorrow. And I hope that you all take active part in conversations, share your ideas and learn from each other. That's our main task for these 2 days. Yeah, that I already said. Then something about summer universities. So summer universities are a type of Finnish liberal adult education organizations. We do open university studies, vocational further education, language studies, and many kinds of short-term non-formal education. We provide university level courses, but also more or less like hobby courses, I would say. So non-formal education. And I think there are something like 20 summer universities in Finland. They all operate in their own areas. So Jyväskylä's summer university is working here in the Middle Finland. Jyväskylä is the main capital of Middle Finland region, and we are working in municipalities here in Middle Finland. And we don't have any age limits or any requirements for prior education, so all can study our courses. And we are working all year around, even if our name is Summer University. There are some historical background, but I won't tell that much about it now, because we have quite a lot program today. But we used to be earlier the third semester of university academic year, and the name comes from that time. But nowadays we are working year around. And the Summer University of Jyväskylä is the oldest summer university in Finland. And there is some historic. You can read it now if you like to. But the most important thing why we are working with seniors is that we have the University of Third Age here in Jyväskylä, and we organize it together with the University of Jyväskylä. And it started already in 1985, and it's still going on. And I would say that we have studies for people starting from maybe 5-year-old to 95. So we are working with people in different ages. That is maybe our slogan. So the University of Third Age is a meeting place where scientific knowledge and the life experience meet. Yeah. And there are some information about University of Third Age activities which we organize in Jyväskylä. Jyväskylä is the biggest one in Finland. In normal years we have something like 10,000 active participations every year. That means that there are maybe 1,000 active persons who are taking part in different courses. And activities can be such as lectures, seminars, working groups, or also study tours and visits. And my role is to organize this ICT skills education, and it's called as Keronet. Keronet is the name for our ICT education. As you can see, the U3A is open for everyone, and mainly people are already in the pension, and their educational background is very colorful. But the majority of our students, I would say, are academic and highly educated seniors. Some pictures from our activities. Something about our financing. The most of financial resources are coming from course fees. And then we get also some support from the Finnish Ministry of Education and Culture. And then we have also projects like Keronet and some Nordplus, Erasmus Plus funding. And in this year, we are going to start a new project together with the University of Applied Sciences here in Jyväskylä. And we are going to develop ICT skills ICT skills in rural areas and especially the senior citizens skills. And as you can see, the lectures have been very popular from the beginning. And nowadays, our lecture is just going over the YouTube. And I think there are maybe 300 to 400 participants today watching the lecture about the politics in the European Union. The guest lecturer today is a member of European Parliament, Henna Virkkunen, and she is going to tell our students what is going on there in Brussels just now. But about the ICT, as I said, Keronet is the name for our ICT studies. It comes from Keros and net. So old people's internet, maybe you can say it like that. It started maybe 25, 30 years ago as the ICT was something new for seniors. And Keronet is a working group also. So we have something like 30 tutors who are assisting other seniors in learning ICT skills. They do that during courses or at assisting points, which are located in libraries and other locations. And we offer computer and mobile phone courses for seniors, which have slower tempo in teaching, a good atmosphere, and then tutors are there always in the classroom assisting participants together with the teacher. And here is maybe our classroom model. So there is always teacher, tutors, and then students. But at the moment, it's very same that our all activities are organized over internet. And I think the role of tutors is in a Zoom meeting something different than in the classroom. Yeah, but our model is quite popular, and we got funding from Finnish National Agency for Education, and we have been disseminating this model to 40 new areas by local summer universities. And at the moment we have more than 200 tutors in Finland, and in last 2 years they have assisted people, and we have also organized courses for people, and that makes more than 15,000 contacts. And we also have some how to videos on YouTube. And our project is going to end in June. And after that, tutors are going to join local senior associations or continue their work as voluntary workers at libraries under the supervision of city libraries. And here in Jyväskylä, tutoring continues as part of the University of Third Age. Okay. Oh, that was everything from me at the moment. If you have any questions or you would like to ask something, please feel free to contact me, or you can also ask now or write your question in the chat. And I would also like to thank you, our all tutors. We have some of them here today. So, and I think we have some time left at the moment. So our tutors, please feel free to say something if you like. We have here, for example, Seppo, Tapani, Salme, and many more, I think. Yes, Marita is also there, and I'm checking the participants list. Yes, but if you like to say something, please, and please feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, Ville, for this very comprehensive presentation, both for the project as such, but also from your organization.
Could I ask a question to Ville?
Yes, of course.
This is Joop Kuppen from SeniorNet in Norway. You have the GeroNet in Finland and 2 tutors. Is it just courses, or do they have regular meetings after the courses?
Tutors have regular meetings too. Here in Jyväskylä, tutors are having meetings at least once in a month, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
And it's I would also like to add that GeroNet is also more than just courses. So they are providing help in assisting points, and also at the moment you can call them or send them an email, because we had to develop new ways for help to help people who have problems with the ICT.
And the University of Jyväskylä, they are the central point for all the tutors, or?
Yes, here in Jyväskylä, that's right. So I'm coordinating the activities here at the office, but our tutors are doing many things on their own, right. Independently. At the moment, Salme is our new president, and then we have also our previous president Tapani here online, I think. So if they like to say or add something to my information, please feel free to add and
well, maybe I could say something, because you asked about this tutors meeting. So we really have had once per month a meeting about 2 hours, and it's mainly to educate tutors. As you know, we are in the field which is developing very fast, so also tutors need teaching.
Yeah.
So that's how we organize it. Once per month we have a 2-hour kind of meeting or education situation where we teach tutors for new things which are coming.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Is there anything else at the moment? Maybe not. I think we could have now a short break to have maybe some coffee or tea, or just go and go out and have some how would I say it? Just go and walk over over your desktop, or like something like that. Ebba and Ulf, is it? Am I right that we are going to continue the program on 2 o'clock?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I just had a very quick and short question to you, Ville. Thanks for your presentation. But this summer university, can you say something about the summer?
Yes. Earlier, as our summer university started in 1912, at the moment there wasn't any university in Jyväskylä. So it was only the summer semester. Professors from Helsinki came to Jyväskylä, and they provided some pre-studies for university for people who were accepted to start their university studies in Helsinki. So during the summer they offered some lectures and pre-studies, and that's the reason our name is still Summer University. Nowadays I would say we bring professors from different universities to Jyväskylä, and they offer education then here, education that is not in the University of Jyväskylä's program. So, for example, we have some studies from pharmacy or law studies, or then we have also something for medical, in the field of medical studies, and something like that. That's one role of what we are doing. But nowadays we are doing a lot more than that. So, for example, the University of Third Age and Children's University, and then also language courses. They are similar to selection, which adult education centers organize in Finland. So it's like liberal adult education.
Yeah, thanks for your answer. Then we have 10 minutes break, and we'll be back 13:55.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Thanks.
See you soon.
har rätt fokus i det här sammanhanget. De beslut som vi fattar nu, de fattar vi utifrån pandemin och det smittskyddsläge som finns i Sverige. Och jag samlade bedömningar kring vilka åtgärder som bör vidtas för att vi ska säkerställa att vi håller tillbaka smitta och hantera det här utifrån en pandemisituation. Ett annat fokus som är viktigt, som har varit viktigt för regeringen hela tiden, det är att vi ska ha ett gott djurskydd i Sverige. Och vi skärpte lagstiftningen kring det här så sent som 2019. Och vi jobbar med uppföljande frågor kring hur vi ska hantera en effektiv kontroll.
Ulf, is it okay to share a short video now before Stula is going to start for entertainment?
Why did I choose to study in Lund? When I first considered Sweden, I merely thought of a country.
Would you like to share something, Villa?
Yeah, I think we have 2 minutes time. So if there are people just sitting on their in front of their desk, I would like to show some impressions from Jyväskylä, if that's okay. So I haven't planned that earlier, but now we have some time, so it would like to.
It was because I was thinking that we should have something in the break.
Yes. Just a moment. So I already linked that video there, but it's also now here, so you can see it.
Oh, wonderful! Oh, I remember those lovely colors
of Finnish lakeland. There are no words to describe the beauty and purity of the nature here.
Greetings from Jyväskylä. I knew I was coming to the capital of sports and outdoor recreation in Finland, but I never imagined that I would become so inspired by Alvar Aalto's architecture and design.
The people are open-hearted, tolerant, and polite. You really matter here. They're youthful, innovative, active, and crazy in a nice way.
There are countless lakes and waterways, hills and ridges, forests, and paths that make me wish they would never end.
I would love to be here when the city turns into a white winter wonderland,
when the lakes turn into ice rinks, the hills into ski slopes.
It's been fantastic to spend time in a city where Alvar Aalto lived and left so much of his cultural legacy.
What amazes me even more is how easy it is to enjoy the local nature.
A few minutes away from the center, I can go swimming, fishing, hiking,
and even berry picking.
And then there is sauna. You definitely don't want to miss the true Finnish sauna experience. Here I can really be myself. You would love Jyväskylä.
Just wonderful, Vilja. Thank you so much. It was a great overview of your beautiful city.
Yes, and I'm just now seeing that lake from my office window. There isn't yet the ice rink, but I'm quite sure it will come come there in just few weeks, and then I can just go skating on the ice.
So another nice place to visit soon.
Yeah, you are all warmly welcome to visit us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I will stop the sharing.
Yeah, thank you so much. So welcome back again. I hope you had the possibility to stretch out a bit and to grab something to drink or whatever, maybe even some fresh air. So we get started again. We are very curious to know where you are coming from. So we know most of you, but we have made a small little poll. So can we get that, please, Ulf?
Do you have polls in your on your screen?
Yes.
Can you click polls?
Launch poll.
Yeah.
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 So we have a short poll where you're coming from, which country: Sweden, Finland, Lithuania, Austria. Yeah, okay. Sweden, Finland, Lithuania, Denmark, other countries in Europe or outside Europe. We knew from the participants list that we have some participants from Austria, India, and Portugal. That's maybe the reason why it's like this. So please just mark where you're coming from.
Where is Norway?
Yeah, I don't know.
Norway is out.
It is other countries in Europe.
I know, but if Sweden and Finland and Lithuania is on, like partners, where is Norway? Yeah, okay. The other countries.
I'm very sorry for this, because when I wrote this poll, I wrote Nordic.
No, it's okay.
It's outside EU, you know.
No, but
okay, I understand.
But it doesn't work very well, Ulf.
Yeah, there's a little bit of test board, I think. Okay,
I think we skip this one because it's not working and it's not accurate with the countries. Sorry for that. We will continue. We have now our partner from Norway, Sturla Bjerkager from SeniorNet. Do you like to share your screen yourself, or do you like me to do it?
I will do it, Ebba. I will do it. You see it now?
No.
Just a moment. No, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fine. Okay, I am Sturla from Norway, and I will present myself in the picture number 2. But first, I will say that I'm happy to be here with you, even if I wish that we could be together. But I'm so lucky that I've been both to Lund, to Jyväskylä, and to Vilnius before, so I can see the pictures also in my head, in addition to the nice films that you just have shown us. I will tell you a little bit about SeniorNet and the situation for seniors and the access to internet and the digital skills in Norway. But first, a little bit about myself. Come on. There it is.
Maybe you can share with full screen, Sturla?
You don't see the full screen. Just
yes, full screen.
Try then. Okay, no, it's better now.
Yeah, great.
Okay. That is me. I'm 73 years old, so I'm qualified to be vice president of the SeniorNet Norway, which stands down there. And my background is been working for many years. My adulthood in adult education as the general secretary for the Norwegian Association for Adult Learning. I was also a principal for the Nordic Folk Academy in Gothenburg in the 90s, which was a center run by the Nordic Council of Ministers, which some of you may remember. It was closed in 2005 when we got the Nordic network of adult learning to continue. A short presentation of SeniorNet and our mission. Number 1. Number 2, who are the seniors? 3, what are the challenges for seniors in the digital age? That is briefly what my presentation will be about. SeniorNet was established in 1997. We have today about 9,000 members and 250 local branches. These numbers might not be from yesterday, so I know that Jupp is on there somewhere, so afterwards you can correct me. Jupp, and maybe also Christine Aron. We are an ideal, non-profit, non-political organizations, an NGO, working to strengthen the digital competencies for seniors and to create space for digital education for seniors. It's not all these words are as easy to pronounce. Digital education. I have to train on this. It's about 5 employees, full-time, part-time, some working with projects, and we have many, many volunteers working for us. The general secretary is Christine Rud, which is also a part of this project, as you know. We have had many activities during the years since 1997. For many years, we used to organize the Senior Surf Day in September every year. From 2019, we changed this into a digital week, a digital festival, which is organized together with libraries all over Norway in 1 week in September. And the picture to the right is from the opening arrangement in the main library in National Library in Oslo in September 2019. The last year, I don't have to explain that we had only a few arrangements. This year we hope to be better, and digital games will be one of the themes this year. Games for seniors. And you know how it was difficult last year's, the Corona challenge, of course, and in Norway, maybe the same in your countries, I think it will be. The elderly are more vulnerable to COVID-19 than others. They are staying at home without much social contacts with friends and family. In Norway, many of the homes for the elderly have been closed for many months. And many seniors realized too late during the last year that they needed digital skills to be in contact with their families, for instance. But there has been help, and there is help to gain. And SeniorNet is one of the helpers. We give digital support for seniors. We have a call center for seniors who have digital challenges. The call centers are normally at the office in the middle of Oslo, where this picture on the right is from. But last year and still today, we are all working from home. It's a lot of volunteers working for the call center, both young people, students, and seniors. The common questions coming to the call centers is familiar for you. It's about emails, email-related problems. It's about the internet. It's about updating of programs, printers, cleaning, computers for virus, software, hardware, deactivating programs, and problems to log in, etc., etc. This is all familiar for you. According to the Educational Act from 2002 and onwards, the right to learn basic digital skills, also for adults, is the responsibility for the municipalities. Many municipalities are aware of this responsibility, but some are not. They are not doing their job. But there is also a governmental strategy going on just now about digital public sector will give simpler everyday life for inhabitants. And the main aim of the strategy is to support the digital transformation of the society. The digital strategy is a follow-up on the governmental white paper from 2015-16, which is about the digital agenda. The strategy defines common goals and priorities, areas for the transformation to the digital society towards 2025. It is a development. Someone could mute their microphone, maybe. Can you please mute the microphone? It's disturbing. Sorry. Thank you. It's a very rapid development in this area, also in Norway. The digital road in Norway, what's up now? No cash anymore. Cards. Shops, some shops only take cards. And of course, people are paying with the VIPS system. Less snail mail, distributing post only every second day nowadays, slow in all the country. The picture to the right are showing the volume of traditional letters in millions the last 10 years. Tickets, prescriptions, bank services are all digitized. Elderly wants to learn Zoom and Teams now after what we have exhibited in the last year. Senionet has still a magazine on paper, and all the people in the additional team are working voluntarily, and last year they were working from home. The average age of the members of the editorial is 84 years. Very clever group, all voluntarily. Some statistics. In 1999, the average reading of a newspaper were 84% in Norway, all people from 9 to 79. 2 years ago, it has decreased to 30%. The use of television in 1999, 81. In 2018, 60. In 2000, the average of use of internet were 27% of the people of the population, 9 to 79. In 2018, increased to 81, from 27 to 81 in 20 years. Seniors' use of internet, the seniors, was 10 years ago 45%, now it is 69, and we are working to get it even higher. Okay, just a picture to rest a little bit. And a typical senior, of course it is, but also this is typical seniors today, because we are getting older and older, and we are being active longer and longer if we are a singer or the President of the United States. What we can call the senior tsunami in Norway, our population of 5.5 million inhabitants. One of this population, 1.2 million are 60 years or older, 2 out of 10. In 2016, 11% of the population were 70 years or older. In 2060, it will be almost a double, 19%. More and more people will reach the age of 100, and we see that more younger people are moving into the cities, the urban areas, while many elderlies are staying behind, so to speak, in rural areas. How is it about the digital skills? About 370,000 of the population in Norway and the elderly people are non-digital. We have a work to do. 800,000 are weak users. And you could ask, what is a strong digital user? I'll let it be there. Seniors and juniors are both struggling with fake news. 4 out of 10 are not able to distinguish between fake news or real news and information. This is, I think we all can agree about, this is a very crucial situation for the time being. The weak consumer, who is the weak consumer? Low digital skilled seniors meet a young seller. The picture says, my mother left the shop very confused and 3,600 Norwegian crowns poorer because a young seller had cheated her to buy things she did not need. You have an old computer, you have the wrong computer, your license is wrong, and you have to have many antivirus programs. You don't need all this. So advice what to buy is crucial, and one of the tasks Senior Net Advisory Board also take care of. And we have local Senior Net associations all over Norway which take care of this also. What is designed for a better world? It is, among other things, items which were made to help people with disabilities, the first hand. For instance, the remote control, the remote control for opening the garage, the one-hand mixer water tap, the shower, toilet with showers, and contrast colors in public transportation. And now, how can we live without them? All of us, not only disabilities. They came first. It's also a challenge for many elderly to fill in forms. They do it many too slowly, and they lose information because when they do it on the net, they can't fill it in totally, all of it, before the window closes. And there is also cognitive challenges, of course. So the more easy, the better, always. So, because what is good for the few is good for all of us. Taking away the threshold in your flat is not only good for people in wheelchairs, it's good for all of us. So universal design also for seniors, we are in many ways progressing. So this was the presentation from the Norwegian jury. Thank you so far, and of course it's possible to come up with questions both now, today, or tomorrow, or later. My email is down there, and you know that also Christian Ruud and Job Kuppen is in this project and can help me with good answers. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Sturla, for your wonderful presentation. There were really a lot of nice initiatives going on in Norway. There was one question in the chat about how is SeniorNet financed and funded?
Public grants and membership fee. and project income. That's a short answer.
Thank you. Before we move further on, we have to mention this conference is recorded, and you will get the link afterwards, and you will also get access to the slides from the conference. And we have also got questions about, as this conference is very much about networking, would it be possible to share the name and the email addresses in your organization for further networking? In case you don't want that, please just either tell us or write in the chat that you don't like to share your email. We need to inform about that due to the GDPR. So the Norwegian perspective was a wonderful presentation as well. And now we move further on to Jurgita Botomskiene from Lithuania. It will be wonderful to listen what is going on in your country.
Hi. I would like to ask Sturla to close screen sharing because I cannot share my screen.
I will try to do this. I thought I did not. Sorry.
The system is not allowing me to.
It used to be up in the top about stop screen sharing, a green and a red banner.
I see the green now, but I can't get rid of it. Is it away now?
Yes, you managed.
It's okay?
Yeah, thank you. So Jurgita, I will give the floor to you.
Yes. Can you see us?
Yes. Can you get the screen maybe?
Okay, I am listening and I'm afraid. We are not so strong as our partners in Scandinavian countries, as I can see. But nevertheless, we are very, very much happy being here and listening and participating. And I hope very much that we will receive many good new ideas for further activities.
Can you share your full screen, please?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I will do. Oh. So first of all, few words about myself. I'm very young student at university. I just started in 2018 autumn and have been involved very much in different activities. And in this project appeared, this project for our university appeared very in strange way. I was looking for another project partners, but some Villa proposed to us to participate here, and we were very much happy to be able to participate here. So actually this is first project in which I am involved. But okay, let's start. Now a few words about our university. You can see sign of our university. Actually, this is TAU, third age university, as you can see. And in Lithuanian language means TAU for you. Vilnius Third Age University was established by Medardas Čobotas. So Vilnius University is Medardas Čobotas Third Age University, and to be able to talk easily, MŠTAU. So our university is a non-governmental voluntary public organization, the activity of which ensures a better social integration of seniors into society, promotes their effective, productive life, and support their working capacity as well as their physical activities in mental health. Our university has been operating now for 25 years, and today we have more than 2,500 participants, seniors from Vilnius. And we have a lack of men in our university. In fact, more than 90% are women. And in our university can study, let's say, everybody who is older as 55 years. Our university has 12 faculties: foreign languages, literature, handicrafts, IT, history, culture, artistic expressions, tourism, health, music, social psychology, politics, law, and economy. And in fact, I am now a dean of politics and law faculty. Main activities of MCHTAU are actually social integration of seniors into society, lifelong learning, and active aging. In Lithuania, in our country, we have in different cities 38 universities. There are around 49 universities in Lithuania, and about 40,000 members participate in the activities of all universities. MCHTAU, being capital town university, actually very much cooperate with other universities in full Lithuania, and we have a Third Age University Association created, and hopefully we will be able to have new projects, not just for one university, but for our association. In this project involved is the Faculty of Information Technologies. This faculty is established just in 2015. Now we have around 200 students, and they are learning the basics of digital literacy, sorry. They are learning an email, internet, how to connect to the internet search, social networks, e-banking, as we have heard from Sturla. This is very, very much important for seniors to being able to be active in social life. MCHTAU University, this I have just last year projects in different areas, in technological creation of the Third Age University, active aging engine program for supporting the activities for non-governmental organizations, actually projects in which I involved foreign languages university to be able to expand our connections to in different countries. And what is very important for all of us, I think, is health. And there are many projects about healthy lifestyle. Last year, actually not last year, but 2 years ago, Lithuanian Information Society Development Committee started the project Connected Lithuania, an efficient, secure, and responsible Lithuanian digital community. This project is aimed at a large target group to Lithuanian population, about 500,000 who still do not use the internet, who has a lack of digital skills. And in this project, MCHATAU was very much involved and proposed to our students, let's say, senior days online. This was organized not by us. We just proposed to our seniors connect to studies in 2 ways, or to go to nearest library, and in each library was created possibilities to connect to this program, or at home from all smart devices with internet access. This project was very successful, and now we are looking into further what we can do to develop our skills of our seniors, digital skills. Actually, we have some expectation from Nordplus, this project. In fact, as I can see, actually, what showed now quarantine, that digital skills are very, very much important for our seniors. For example, in Faculty of Politics, we had lessons before quarantine and participated around 180 listeners. And now in autumn, when we were closed at home, it was very difficult to teach, to learn people to connect through Zoom or other Teams or other programs to connect to lessons. And now we have just 35 persons connected to our lessons. So, in order to encourage and assist seniors to become equal participants in the digital age, we feel lack of adaptive curricula. We are looking for the teaching methods suitable for older people or for ways to engage and motivate them. And we have some, topics for our partners in this project. Actually, what are the topics of senior literacy? What training do you have? What training experience do you have? Either mutual assistance in IT issues and using new technologies to strengthen the activity of seniors in social activities. So in general, we seek impact-oriented, reliable partners working internationally, nationally, and locally to collaborate in fields of education, silver economy, improving public governance. Thank you, and hope to find good friends in further cooperation.
Thank you so much, Yogita, for your wonderful presentations. I see that there's a lot of things going on as well in Lithuania. It's very good to learn about that. I am sure we have the possibilities to discuss further on with all of us here. Loretta, do you want to say something or?
No, thank you. I am listening very carefully.
Okay, because I saw your face as a full screen, so I was thinking if you wanted to say something.
I was nervous because my colleague was telling something, you know.
I see. Okay. So, any questions for Yogita? I haven't seen anything in the chat. I have just seen that people are appreciating both the Norwegian perspectives and the Lithuanian, and of course the Finnish as well.
I would like to comment that it seems that digital skills are very important in all Nordic and Baltic countries, at least in Norway, Sweden, Lithuania, and in Finland. You just need to have the skills if you like to take care of official things, pay your bills and everything, taxes, all kind of things are you need to have the skills to do it on your own over the internet. And it's really nice to hear that you all are offering different kind of support, how we can manage to have all of us learning these important skills. And I'm very very happy to have this opportunity to cooperate with your all organizations and learn something new ways to offer the support. I was very interested in to learn more about call center operations in Norway, and I was surprised also to hear that in Lithuania you have so many people taking part in University of Third Age activities. So thank you for your both presentations.
Sturla?
When you hopefully will come to Norway later this year, we can take you to the call center. But just now the call center are separated and at many people, voluntaries' homes. It's interesting to see and thank you also from me to Yogita. It's interesting to see both the similarities and the differences between our countries. Both in Finland and partly also in Lithuania, you are solving some of the challenges for digital skills among seniors with help of the University of the Third Age. In Norway, we do it, as you understand, with the organization which I belong to, SeniorNet, but also others, the adult education associations, which you also have in Sweden. For instance, the Workers' Educational Association and the Popular University are also offering courses in digital skills for seniors also in Norway. And SeniorNet Norway is also, as a matter of fact, a member of the Popular University Study Association in Norway. So we have similarities and different ways to solve this. Just an input. Thank you.
Thank you. So then we will continue from some overall initiatives, but also some initiatives from Sweden. First of all, it was very good that you mentioned that, I mean, all of you have done that, but one of the last sentences you said, Ville, is that digital competences or skills is so important to live in the society which we have today, as the society and the world globally is going to be more and more digitalized and smart. And everything, to be an active citizen, you really need to have those digital competences, not just the skills, but also the attitudes and the values of using it. And we also all know, but sometimes we think it is important to remind ourselves that digital competences is not a goal as such. It is because of something. So that leads us to the SDG goals, which also very much are directed to what we are doing from Sweden, but also the work we're doing for Söder. And we all know that there is a special goal for education, which includes lifelong learning and adults and seniors. And that is about equity, equality, gender perspectives, quality, accessibility, and lifelong learning. But the question of digital competences and skills also are also reflected in more or less all of the other goals. And that is important to remember about that it is a higher perspective, so to say, why it is important to not leave, and that is also stated in the SDGs, to not leave anyone behind. To not leave anyone behind. So that's one of the reasons why we need to have projects like this and all the initiatives you so wonderful have presented to us. It is also important because the futures of education, which is another UNESCO initiative on education, is about learning to become the best you can be. To become the best of what kind of desires you have and what kind of competences you would like to develop and to fine-tune and to cultivate. This initiative, which is a bottom-up initiative, not just a top-down initiative from UNESCO, but they have also had during the last year consultations what institutions, individuals, organizations are thinking about the futures of education. So it is a global initiative to reimagine how knowledge and learning can shape the future of humanity and the planet in the way we want. So the initiative catalyzed a global debate on knowledge and learning needs to be reimagined in a world of increasing complexity, uncertainty, and precarity. And we can all sign that during the COVID-19 and the pandemic, we have really seen how, first of all, that digitalization has been scaled up and got increased, and there has been a raise, but there have also been some kind of limitations, as maybe sometimes it was just urgency, remote education. So saying that, let me see. I will try to show you another small video from UNESCO. So fingers crossed that it will work.
What kinds of futures do we want to shape? Accelerated climate change, artificial intelligence and biotechnology, increasing exclusion and fragmentation. Our world is becoming more complex and uncertain with many disruptive challenges. Knowledge and learning are humanity's greatest renewable resources for responding to challenges and inventing alternatives. Yet, education doesn't only respond to a changing world. Education transforms the world. But to create the futures we want, we must rethink education. UNESCO has launched a global initiative to reimagine how knowledge and learning can shape the future of humanity and the planet. We are looking at 2050 and beyond. And we want to partner with you to discuss, debate, and re-envision the ways education enables us to become what we want to become. For ourselves, for each other. Thinking together so we can act together. Join the conversation and let's make the futures we want.
So this was a bottom-up initiative as well. So as I said, UNESCO invited organizations, individuals, institutions to join this initiative and give their view how we can shape the future we want. And it has been stated as well that this initiative is built on the SDGs. SADA took part in this initiative. So at one of our conferences last year, we had the theme of the futures of education for the conference. And Ulf will now share some of the things what our group were discussing about what they were most hopeful about and what they saw more like challenges. So Ulf, please.
Yeah, it's called unmute your microphone. Thank you. We had an autumn conference and we used these digital platforms and we made some word cloud. And as you can see, this word cloud, it's in both blue, red, green, yellow. And this is where we are going. This is thoughts about where the next step, what the next step will be. And there are some sentences in English and some sentences in Swedish, but the biggest one is the ones that most people voted for. So I think that you all can see the most common words. It's about positivity, it's about open access, it's about open educational resources, and it's about global networking. And I remember when we did this work in our organization, all students, they had gone to, they were up to distance education, and all the staff, they needed to go to something called distance work. So it was a lot of things going on, and I think we needed a lot of positivity to make this happen. And there was also this question about when we have a vaccine, what will happen then? Will we go back to some kind of normal, or will it be some kind of new normal? And as we all know, a lot of new learning has been made, and we are all learners. So I think this was quite a nice result from a conference, that these are some of the things that we are hopeful about. And since we work with Swedish Association Distance Education, we want to achieve the potential in open and flexible learning. We want to see how far can we go, and then it's very important to have networking and have, of course, tested new technology. And as we saw from Sturla's presentation, not all technology are in a good shape. So I think I'll stop there, Ebba.
We also saw very much from this exercise we had, our activity we had with our members, that I mean, it is really what was shown in the film clip from YouTube, that from UNESCO, that there need to change perspectives from the offering to the demand side, to look at the learners. Who are the learners? Learn to know your learners. And there are totally new perspectives when you change this perspective. We also did the same kind of exercise with what are you most concerned about? And you see maybe that I don't think we have to go in detail about those words which came up, but the digital divide was something which people were really concerned about. Not leave anyone behind. I think we can stop with that, and it was just to show you what was happening and how we were working. Maybe, yeah.
Could I just ask a question?
Yes,
Do you have any idea how you will fix that problem to not leaving anyone behind?
Yes, it is, of course, the best question ever.
Thank you very much. That's okay.
And that's one reason why we have this project, for example. That's one reason why we have this conference, and what other conferences and projects and all the initiatives which are going on, because I don't think there is just one quick fix.
No.
We need to work at different level with different kind of stakeholders, with different kind of initiatives, and etc. So there are many solutions, but maybe the most of all, it's not the project, neither the strategy, neither the funding. It is about you and me. It is about people.
It's about how we can how we can motivate
exactly
the elderly to see that the digital world is not a difficult, dangerous world to get into, because they have some perspective that this is a dangerous world. This is very difficult to be. It's technical. They can do it.
That's why I'm very happy also with Ulli's presentation for tomorrow. It is about to be seen as a learning human, and that is not a technical issue.
Yeah.
I mean, technology is there to help us, to support us, so we can do things which we maybe couldn't do before. Another initiative which also lies behind and is the foundation for what we're talking about during this conference, it's about UNESCO OER recommendation, because that belongs to the SDGs as well, the lifelong learning, using resources and built on resources which from others. And I don't know how much you are into this area, but UNESCO launched 5 areas where we have to not just talk about opening up education and OER, but to really implement it. And that is time for that now. And there are 5 areas. It is about, of course, building the capacity of stakeholders to create, access, reuse, and adapt and redistribute. For example, for this conference, we have so many initiatives. Maybe we can build on those initiatives in our countries. Maybe we can, it's not about stealing, it is about to learn from others and to use what others have done and to maybe adapt it, translate it, whatever, to your context. So that's why I'm showing you this. And also to have, of course, policies at the different levels, both globally, national and regional, local, and to encourage inclusive and equitable quality OER. That goes very much hand in hand with the SDGs, to nurturing the creation of sustainability models and promoting and reinforcing international cooperation. And that is exactly what we are doing now with this conference. And we have the participants from many different countries around the world. And we have to learn from each other to have networks, international networks and local networks. So that is also very much the foundation of what we are doing in Sweden. We all know that the COVID-19 and the pandemic was really a disaster and is a disaster, but also that we have learned a lot of lessons. And another initiative from UNESCO is about 9 ideas for public action in a post-COVID world. Ulf mentioned quite often it is mentioned the new normal or going back to the normal or the next normal or the best normal or whatever, but the word will look different from 2020 and onwards. So UNESCO have launched this initiative with 9 ideas for public action. And you see, for example, number 2, an expanded understanding of the rights to education, because education is about human rights and social justice, and the gate, not leaving anyone behind. They have one action about free and open source technologies for teachers and students, and that goes very much back to the OER agenda. About global solidarity that doesn't accept current levels of inequality. So you see many of those value words are coming back in this initiative. And I think it is always good to put digital competences and the issue and questions about that in a more broader context. You can understand how to see the ecosystem and how to see the stakeholders and the different kind of levels, but also to build in what has become maybe more or less the buzzword for 2020, resilience. On all of the slides which we have in our presentations, there are links to all initiatives. If you have an interest, you can go read further on. Another initiative, which is the foundation, is of course from the European Commission, the Digital Education Action Plan 21 to 27. It also put the digital competences and this project in a broader context. This initiative was also not just a top-down initiative from the Commission, but really also bottom-up. They had a global public consultation, again with stakeholders at different levels, individuals, organizations, institutions. And the Digital Action Plan, which was launched in autumn 2020, it is an action plan which outlines the European Commission's visions for high quality, inclusive and accessible digital education in Europe. And it's called to action for stronger cooperation at European level to learn from the COVID-19 crisis, during which technology is being used as an unprecedented scale in education and training. And second, make education and training system fit for the digital age. And I think that is very important because, again, it is not the digital competences as such, it is to fit in the digital age, and that is the time we are living in. So this new action plan have 2 strategic priorities. It is about fostering the development of high-performing digital education ecosystem. And this requires infrastructure, connectivity, and digital equipment, of course. Second, effective digital capacity planning and development, including up-to-date organizational capabilities. Third, digital competent and confident teachers and education and training staff to train the trainers. Fourth, high quality learning content, user-friendly tools and secure platform which respect privacy and ethical standards. So you see all those goes back to both the SDGs and the futures of education and the OER recommendation. The second strategic priority is about enhancing digital skills and competences for the digital transformation. And that needs, of course, basic digital skills and competences from an early age throughout lifetime, and also to advanced digital skills which produce more digital specialists and also ensure that girls and young women are equally represented in digital studies and careers. So there is a lot of actions needed, and I think you have seen this document before. Just saying why this also consultation was interesting, because it was due in 2020. So there's had some results that say that almost 60% of the respondents had not used distance and online learning before the crisis. 95% consider that COVID-19 crisis mark a point of no return for how technology is used in education and training. 95%. So what is the next normal, the best normal? Anyway, the future of education, which started yesterday. Respondents say that online learning resources and content need to be more relevant, interactive, user-friendly, easy to use. Over 60% felt that they had improved their digital skills during the crisis, and more than 50% of respondents wanted to do more. I think those figures talk for themselves, and that's why our project is so up to date and so important. And we need to share the lessons we are learning and doing this journey together. We have, of course, a strategy for digitalization and for the digital transformation in Sweden with 5 goals. So over to you, Ulf.
Yeah. Of course, there is a lot of initiatives going on, and this is from the Ministry of Enterprise and Innovation, and the digitalization outlines were taken in June 2017, and the government and their digital policy, they talk about that Sweden want to become the world leader in the opportunities of use digital transformation. So digitally skilled, digitally secure people are able to drive innovation, and we need leadership, we need infrastructure, and there's a lot of nice objectives in this digital strategy, and they have sorted it out in 5 different ways. So the first one is digital competence, and that's very close to what this project is dealing with. So it's, for example, written a sentence about how to modernize education. How can you make more modern education? So that's quite a task to discuss. And the second one is about security and digital security. And we saw some slide where there were some concerns about this digital money that we are expected to use. And the third one, it's about innovation. This is quite a new technology. It's been up and running not so long if we compare with human development. So there is a lot of thoughts about hatching the future with advanced technology. But in the same way, if we have figures that show that not everyone wants to use the new technology, perhaps we have to rethink. And I think that rethinking is a good thing when things are moving very fast. If we go to next slide, Abba, we have one very crucial issue, and that's about leadership. So if the leadership don't listen to what people are expecting, then I think there would be a lot of, for example, ICT systems that not will be used if there is no demand for these kind of systems. And the last one, it's about digital infrastructure, and this is about broadband, and it's about speed. And in Sweden now there's a lot of discussion about the 5G development, and who are allowed to set up the new infrastructure. Is it the global network, or is it the Swedish, or is it the Nordic network? We will see where it will land. But this is the 5 most interesting areas in the Swedish digital strategy.
Thank you, Ulf. Each year, the Swedish Internet Foundation are mapping the status of digital transformation and competences in the country. The Swedish Internet Foundation is an independent, business-driven and non-profit organization who works for an internet that contributes positively to people and to the society. And as I said, they make each year surveys about the situation. And this year, or 2020, it was done in a somewhat different way, because they did one survey before the pandemic, and then one about more or less in the middle of the pandemic. So they also map people's habits and how they use it, and problems or benefits, or yeah, more or less everything. And it is also maybe so we can make better decisions at all levels, at governmental level, at local level, etc. How things are going. So so in Sweden in 2020, digitalization has had to show what it's good for. And again, it's not just because it's nice to have, but what is it really good for? And how can we work with that in the digital age? And it has also been shown that internet has been an invaluable help during the pandemic. And also thanks to the internet, we have been able to keep in touch during the social distancing, to buy food, to make experiences, to cultural events, without risk of infections. And we have worked and studied at a distance. But the digital life has not been the same for everyone. For many Swedes, of course, as in the rest of the world, the internet has been a way to keep in touch with loved ones, as well as the opportunity to buy food, as I said, and having to go to the grocery, without having to go to the grocery and to meet people. And job meetings and lessons and conferences, everything took place over internet. Video calls and online calls and opera performances, leisure time, everything. And of course, the digitalization of the society is not anything new, but during the pandemic, it had to show different kind of possibilities and different kind of sides. And it really put the gaps visible. And I think we have all learned a lot of lessons about that. The things which were maybe not so good from before became even more vulnerable, or the gap was shown even more obvious. So this was a unique survey in a unique time. So the survey showed that 96% of Sweden's population use the internet at daily basis, and even more than before. And that is, of course, natural. and even a very high percent become internet users during the pandemic. It shows, which is of interest, not least for our project, that the retired people have taken place in the digital world in a totally different way than never before. So retired adults, seniors have taken place on the digital arena. Older people in particular have taken the step to use the internet and started using social media more than before to be in touch with their friends, with their children, grandchildren, etc. And also for doing their shoppings and having video conversations with their friends and relatives. And retirees have also used digital healthcare services more than ever. And this is especially true for the very elderly population. Of the internet users who are 76 years or older, close to 7 out of 10 have used a digital healthcare service. It was also shown in the survey that elderly feel more social from the increased screen time, and that they are more generally positive about the possibilities of digitalization. So they have really found a lot of positive incitements to use internet because they have to. It has become a need for them. And also, of course, people who are working age, they are working from home, as we have talked about before. But it was also shown that students were less satisfied with distance learning because they are so used to be on the screen with the screen all the time during their 24 hours a day. So the social distance was worse for them. So it was interesting because the elderly saw that internet helped them with the socialization, while for the younger people, they were not so satisfied. Yeah, I will not say so much about the students because this is about the elderly people. Again, it has been so many times emphasized in this report that elderly people have been so positive and been so satisfied, and see that there are so many new arenas where they can use social media, internet too, which were not in their landscape before, so to say. Some more highlights from this report is that social media and digital media was continued to grow, and the use of social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok has increased, of course. And now close 9 out of 10 internet users are using social media at daily basis. And also, especially the elderly people have been aware of that online social activities have become more relevant for them. And of course, also about their online shopping, because some of this was totally new to buy things on internet. And as Dula was saying, you need to really be careful when you're buying things on internet, so you will not be cheated. Okay. The Public Health Care of Sweden, who also is the authority, who are very much in charge of our pandemic strategy together with the government. They are, even before the pandemic, taking care for the digital transformation and the digital competences for the people. And this is the table of content. It is in Swedish because I couldn't find it in English, but I will say what it is about. What they are doing at the Public Healthcare of Sweden, their knowledge is support, they provide guidance in the planning of activities to promote social stimulation and participating among older people through education in and use of digital technology. And the knowledge support is developed for those who are the decision makers, business developers, or working in municipal activities, and who have a lot of activities, a lot of contact with elderly people. It's also support guidelines for those who work in social service, cultural activities, IT services, or other kind of activities, who have the opportunity to initiate initiatives that affect elderly people in one or another way. So what it is briefly about is about to work from home. That is chapter 2. Chapter 3 is about digital healthcare supplier. Chapter 4 is about payment and buying things over internet. Chapter 5 is about digital integrity and about cheating and this kind of things, and safety on the internet. Chapter 6 is about media consumption, about looking, listening, and reading. Chapter 7 is about social media. Chapter 8 about digital communication providers and support. And chapter 9 is about digital online learning education. And chapter 10 is about digital behavior and attitudes and values. So their work is a base for, as I said, decision makers, how to plan their digital services and support for all, for not leaving anyone behind. There is another initiative as well, which is a really good one. It is from the Swedish Broadcasting Institute. They call it the Senior Surfing School. And it is how to learn to know those new, not just the technology behind it, but also maybe there are other kind of, behavior and patterns, how to use digital competences. So I will show you some of the examples. And it's also very much about how to use the mobile, maybe instead of the computer. So it's very much about mobile learning as well. This is also in Swedish, but there are different, some kind of micro-learning snapshots about how to go along with to use Switch for payment, how to use different kind of apps, and how to, both for business, for example, but also to use apps for leisure time and for social contacts. What is about how to Google things, how to search for things on internet. It is about how to use different kind of boots like Siri and other assistants. About how to surf on with safety on the mobile telephone. About shopping. About social media. And you see there, maybe you don't see, but those small micro-learning modules are maybe just 1 or 2 minutes long. So really about micro-learning, how to get started and what are the benefits. Maybe vice versa, what are the benefits and how to get started. I think I had, okay. So over to you, Ulf, to talk about new pathways for flexibility in higher education.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this is quite an interesting project in Sweden, and what they mean with new ways is that we have to rethink about education. And this project is from one of the small municipalities in Sweden. Most municipalities in Sweden are small, and they don't have a university back home like Lund and Jyväskylä. So we have 197 municipalities in Sweden, and it's about 30 universities. So with this new technology and with these new learning centers and with this new mobile learning, there's a project about to increase the access to university and college education throughout the country. And as you know, many young people move to larger cities. They move to university cities, and they get education in university cities, and they often stay and work in university cities. So the small municipalities, they have joined this project about new ways of learning, rethink education, and the small municipalities, they also want to be part of the changing world. So highly educated skills are needed throughout the country, and many localities and regions, they want to employ well-educated people, but they don't have the opportunity to move to another city and stay there some years. So this is about some kind of movement for having some kind of open university in Sweden. And it's a project, and I know that the project ended in December 2020, and it will be very interesting to see what will happen. And what we received over the news in January was that the government have set up a lot of money for equipment to study centers all over Sweden. But the reaction from people is that we just don't need equipment. We need salary to people that work in study centers. So this is quite an interesting project, I think. And it's about having opportunity for everyone. And as we talked earlier today, we don't want to leave anyone behind. So that's about New Ways project in Sweden. Okay.
Thank you. So we have another nice initiative from Stockholm University.
Yeah, this is quite interesting, and this site can you browse when you have time during some coffee break. If you do as me, I went to this site tandem.net, and it's the first thing you can do is to find a tandem. And yesterday I found in Sweden I think it was 6 cities: Stockholm, Gothenburg, Malmö, Västerås, Uppsala, Helsingborg. And I went to Uppsala and I could find 234 tandem people that I could connect with. And then I could choose language, and I could, for example, find a tandem friend in Uppsala that could teach me some Finnish, for example. So this site is quite interesting about people learning languages. And at the moment, this site is free of use for anyone, and they discuss language learning. But I think in the future, perhaps we can open up with new subjects and new platforms. And this is quite a nice initiative for opening up education. And I saw that there was a lot of people asking for Arabic, Chinese, and Japanese languages. And you can find some tandem partner if you go to tandem.net. And this thing, I think, is quite an interesting area. And I know that Stockholm University, they have put up some test servers there. Young students can connect to seniors, to elder people, and practice different languages. So that's quite an interesting use of this new technology, that you can improve your speech and your talent to speak different languages. Yeah, that was that.
Then we have another initiative from the authority for, how to say in English, for post and the telecom. It is called the digital support, so maybe something similar as you had in Norway. It is guidelines for support and tips for make the daily life easier. So it is in Swedish as well, and there are, for example, you can learn about how to socialize and how to meet people, how to get in touch with people. Yes, how to relate with people, simply, and how to, I'm reading now from the bottom of this screen. It is about to buy things online. It is about how to identify that you are you, digital on a digital base. It is about video conversations, and it is about support on distance. So there are 3 ways for help, simply and easy. There are support for and tips for digital services. As I said, how to socialize, how to buy things, how to pay your bills, etc., and what kind of support there are and how you can do it. It is about how you can develop your digital competences. There are courses, there are materials, there are inspiring materials, and who really strengthen your motivation and to go further on, and also to help you to explore one's possibilities. You remember we had this initiative, Learning to Become. So it's important that you can explore maybe things you didn't know before. And then there are guidance for digital support and services. And some, nice advices, some kind of step-and-step guides, which explain how you could use digital support and how you can make your daily life easier. I was just letting in our speaker, who will be after me. I think we have some more time. I will let you take a break as well before we are going for the keynote speaker, but I think I will take 5 more minutes. I mentioned in the beginning that Asadi is working with a lot of organizations and projects and organizations and associations and initiatives. And one was this Nätverket för vuxnas lärande, NVL, the Network for Adult Learners. And we had a working group last year to come up with what could a task group do for NVL Digital. And that was a successful project. So it was decided by NVL to have a permanent task force on NVL Digital 21 to 24. And we just was getting started last week, actually, our first meeting. And we have also, together with this task force, we are doing research or have applied for a research project, which will start more or less right now, because there were some funding from the Nordplus, Nordic Ministry of Education. And the goal for that research project is about identify current Nordic challenges and contributes to common Nordic solutions to support learning for everyone and development of adult digital competences in working life and in citizenship. And about recommendations for increasing digital competences and digital participation. And then there are research questions, actually one which are divided into two. So the research question is about how can adult learning projects and initiatives contribute to digital inclusion, to developing new practices that leads to digital empowerment of adult citizens as competent, creative, and critical co-creative participants in a sustainable societal change. So again, it is very much about democracy, human rights, social justice, not just so much about technology, but technology is there to support. So for this project, we have, of course, members from all the Nordic countries, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Norway, and also Iceland. This project, which was before this 4 years task force, was built. First of all, the report on the right-hand side, learning for everyone in a digital society, was our response to our task, and we went through what was happening in the Nordic countries, and we were also given advice for this new task force. And it's also based on the basic digital skills for adults in the Nordic countries, which also is a report from the Nordic Network for Adult Learners. I don't know if maybe some of you have seen those two. Yes, there we are. That is for tomorrow. So by that, maybe you have any questions, because now we have talked a lot and given you a lot of examples. So maybe there are some reflections or some questions from your side.
Yeah, but you saw in the chat board that these television programs has been sent in both Norway and Finland, I think.
Great. Great.
And I know that Swedish television, they want to produce even more programs about seniors.
One success factor with those programs is that they are very short, because it is what is also is that maybe the new things with education today, just for me and just in time learning, micro learning. It is not about to go for a course or to be away for a weekend or whatever. It is about to use 2 or 3 minutes when you need it. Yeah. And that is tricky to do this in a user-friendly way.
Yeah, and there's also been some questions about documentation, and of course all slides will be put together in some kind of project base. But now I think it's time for having a 15 minutes break, and this is perhaps...
I will say that we are back again in 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes? Okay.
My clock is now 3:30, so we are back again 3:40.
Okay.
Could I say something before we go in?
Yes, please.
the success of the series that you mentioned on the Swedish television was that it were seniors that showed their incompetence as a senior. If the series was about using mobiles, it wouldn't be a big success. That is also the success of SeniorNet. We use seniors to learn seniors to get on the net.
Yeah.
And then they accept it much quicker, because those seniors know what other seniors struggle with. And that's the whole thing.
Right. You need to be not connected, but you need to relate to what is showing for you, or what the support is about.
Correct.
So you can relate to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
so great. So see you very soon.
Yeah.
Take a break, some fresh air.
10 minutes.
10 minutes from now.
10 minutes break. Yeah. Okay.
Hej Susanne, är du där?
Japp, jag är här.
Ja, utmärkt. Jag såg att du kom in för en liten stund sedan.
Jag kommer lite sen.
Nej, men det är helt okej. Alltså men eftersom jag pratade så kunde jag inte precis direkt välkomna dig. Jag tror jag sa förresten att vår keynote kom in. Vad bra.
Japp.
Har du, först så är det ju jätteroligt Susanna att du vill vara med oss, för det är otroligt värdefullt, och ditt arbete som sagt är jätteintressant. Och inte minst den artikeln som du skrev för några år sedan som vi alla läste. Passade så bra i detta projektet också.
Fråga, vem pratar du med? Detta är Susanne Ivarsson.
Jag pratar med dig Susanne.
Aha, okej. Jag trodde du pratade med mig.
Jag ser att du är på bilden, Sue.
Okej, jag ska stänga av, förlåt.
Jag vet inte varför du kom in i bilden.
Nej, för jag hann inte, hej Ebba. Jag hann inte ens svara, och så var det någon annan som svarade, så tänkte jag oj, har jag hamnat helt fel?
Ja, jag blev också lite förvirrad när jag såg hennes bild, så tänkte jag oj, vad ville hon? Så.
Ja, okej.
Ja, men det är jätteroligt att du är här nu.
Ja, det är jättetrevligt. Jag kopplade upp mig lite i god tid och det var ju bra. Jag förstår att ni håller programtid. Man vet ju aldrig, men ni håller tiden och så. Det är ju alltid bra.
Ja, det har vi faktiskt gjort. Vi har faktiskt haft tid att ha lite pauser också, fast vi inte har lagt in. Vi hade inte lagt in i programmet speciella, men vi hade ju tänkt att vi skulle ha pauser såklart, för att man orkar inte sitta hur länge som helst.
Nej.
Så det var precis lagom att ha en paus nu innan vi ska så intressant lyssna på dig.
Frågan är om jag skulle testa och dela
din skärm.
Jag skulle väl se, det brukar ju funka, men det är ju det här med att komma i rätt visningsläge.
Ja.
Då ska vi se
här. Du är
här.
van vid Zoom, så du har ju den där delningsknappen där.
Ja, det